Hello guys, it's amazing one. Today we are going to look at Python if statements and loops. Okay, in previous video I know we've talked about how if you don't know how to download, how to install Jupyter Notebook, which enable if you want to line out just simple codes out, is is both a notebook and a code editor. You have a place to write your code, and also you also have the opportunity to write some text in it as well. So I'll leave the link of that in the description of this video. So what we are looking at is if statement. What exactly do we mean when we talk about if statement? If statement is used in most of the programming languages. You have loops and if-else statements and all of that. So we are talking about that in Python. And the if statement is used to make decisions in your code and even in real life. All right, it helps the machine or the computer determine what action to take based on certain condition. Take for instance, there's a pool and they want to know those that are eligible to vote. And the rule is that if you are above 18 and above, you can vote. 18 and below, less than 18, you cannot. So if you put the ages of people randomly in a machine and say to sort them out, maybe 100 people, according to their ages, is going to let you know those that are capable of voting, those above and those below. Those above can vote and those below are not eligible to vote. So in that, we will look at simple if statement. Then we jump to look at if-else statement. Then this is if-else chain statement. So that is what we are looking at quickly. Talking about the simple if statement. In simple if statement, we are just looking at only one condition, only a single condition. If that condition is true, the code or the code of blocks that is inside the loop will be executed. But if it is not true, then nothing is going to be printed. Nothing will be printed because it's just a single condition. So let's look at an example. Let's look at an example. Take for instance, you want to uh, determine who is an adult and who is not. You can write a program to do that. Let's say if age, I'm going to use the age variable. If age is greater than or equal 18, then I'm going to put this colon. As you notice, when I hit enter, it's going to indent this for me. As you know, indentation is very important in Python. You don't use curly braces. If you are from the C background, you will be used to using curly braces in your code, but here you use indentation and you have to learn how to do that. But Jupyter Notebook is going to help you do that little indentation as you type out the code. So after that, I'm going to print out a statement. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then print. I want to print this statement. You are old enough to be called an adult. All right, so that is what I have there. So then what are we going to test with that? What statement are we going to include? I'm just going to include a statement. Then if I want to check that, let's say I want to do age equals 15. Oh, okay, let me, age equals 30. All right, if I hold shift enter, it's going to run that code. Okay, sorry, we're having, okay, sorry about that. I didn't include That was a mistake. I didn't close this bracket here. So if I do shift enter, it's going to print that. So age is equal 30, you are old enough to be called an adult, because 30 is greater than 18. All right. But what if I come back here and enter an age that is below 18? Let's say 16. If I hold shift enter, it's not going to print anything because I only have one condition. If it is greater than, print this. What if it's less than? I didn't give it I didn't include that condition in the program. Okay, so which is a bit limited. So that is what is going to bring us to if-else statement. Okay, so what is an if-else statement? An if-else statement checks a condition and provide alternative. If it is not this, the else, print this. If it is not true, it should be false. All right, it's going to bring that, going to give us that privilege to have an alternative instruction if what we expected did not is not printed out. That is what an if-else statement does. So I'm going to have this program the way it is. Just pull it from here. So I'm going to include it here. All right, so no, not here, sorry. I need it here. Okay, I'll need to highlight that point. Okay, so I don't need this here. So yes, this is the program I wrote before. So if age is greater than or equal to, print this. So I'll add another statement. I'm going to add another statement, and that will be the S statement. Since what if age is not, I'll use S. I'll put my colon. S print this, print you. Sorry. Print you and you are not an adult. Or let's just make it fancy. You are still a child. Sorry for the children in the house. I just have to do this. All right. So after that, I'm going to close that off. So this is a statement, that an alternative statement. Okay. So if, again, like we had previously, if I put 37 and shift enter, it's going to print you are old enough to be called an adult. So again, if I come back to change it to a lesser number, let's say 16 like we had earlier, if I shift enter, it's going to print you are still a child. Do you understand that? If S is going to print the alternative statement that we wrote if the first one was not true. That is what if-else statement is all about. You can try that out in your code. You can write that. You can play with it. You can bring alternative ways of doing the same thing. Like for instance, if it's raining, print take an umbrella along. If it is not, print you don't need an umbrella. You can play with that. All right. So that brings us to another if change statement. Just know that this one is if, is a short form of if in Python programming. So what does this do? It handle multiple conditions and provide different instruction based on each condition. If you had this statement earlier, okay, then what if you have different alternative to this? you are going to add all of the alternative that you have before you now lastly include your s, and you are going to put that. So you have a chain of instructions or conditions that you multiple conditions. If this is not true, that should be true. If that is not true, this is true. If that is not true, this is true. And if all of this is not true, print this last statement. So that's what that is not all about. So I'm just going to write a set of code. Let's say if age is less than 2, add the colon, print you are a toddler. All right, I'll close that off. I'll come again and do I'll use the s the s if, that's a short form of s if age is less than 5, then print you an infant. All right, again I'm going to close that off and come back here. Let me just include the other statement. So I'll just go ahead to copy this and paste it like 3 times so that I'll include all of the condition. Control C to copy. Then I'll come here and I'll paste that again, and I'll paste that again. All right, so I'm going to change the condition inside the loop. Okay, so this one is 5, this one change it to if age is less than 10, and the condition is that you are a child. All right, I just came up with this is not based on whether the age range or whatever. It's just what I came up with. It is just true for this program, so don't think about it too much. Then this one is less than 19. You're an adolescent. And if age is less than 60, you're an adult. Then we'll now go ahead to have the last one, which is S. The last statement in the block is the S statement. If all of the above is not true, then print you are elderly. You are elderly. So yeah, so if you look at it, you have multiple S if statement here. You have multiple S if statement. If age is less than 2, you are a toddler. If age is less than 5, you are an infant. S if, so is going to run through the loop based on the number we enter for age, based on the age. And if all of this is not found, then it's going to print you are elderly. So let's include any number. Age equals 2. Let's see what we have. Shift enter. You are an infant, right? Because age is within here, less than 5. All right. So let's do 30. Age equals 30. Shift enter. You are an adult because it's within here, less than 60. Let's do age equals 18. Shift enter is going to process. You are an adolescent based on all these conditions. I believe you understand that if chase statement handle multiple conditions and provide different instruction based on each condition. So this is it, guys. You can go